Hello and welcome back to Crafts of Note. Today I'm going to show you all of my July makes for this month. Weird month for making stuff because the first week of the month I was camping and it was busy like the whole time for my birthday, and then I was technically finishing that lemon print dress from last month because I hadn't finished the sleeves. So I did that week, and then things got crazy. As I was saying in a prior video, that I had a family member who was ill and I was like debating if I'd have to go back home for them, and it was kind of stressful, so I didn't make a lot then. So the first thing I actually did make this month was a pair of shorts. Actually, I've never made pants that weren't the Avery leggings by Helen's Closet, and I made 2 pairs of shorts this month. And shorts count as pants because the knee down part is the easy part and all the hard parts are at the waist, right? So the first one I made is a pair of shorts for my partner, and they're black linen shorts. These are the Wardrobe by Me men's summer pants and shorts, and they look like this. And it's like a horrible, look, because showing anything black on camera is impossible, but I will be putting some pictures up of him wearing them so you can see what they look like on, and I can show you some of the details. So they have an optional drawstring waist, which I'd never done before. The pattern calls for a really thick cord for that, and we put it in and it looked ridiculous when you tied it up, almost like you were like Little Mermaid, tying up your dress with the sailcloth with the rope, and they stuck out a lot. So we went and we actually changed it out for a much thinner cord. As you can see, it asked for like a 3/8 of an inch thick cord, which is really thick. So this is like a quarter inch one. And then I had to get different waistband elastic for it because I set it at 2 pattern directions. And this is from the ThreadCrate box of June. And the ThreadCrate box came with 2-inch elastic, and there was not a chance that was ever going to fit in this waistband. In fact, I ended up having to go to Walmart and get, I think, 1.5 inch, and that barely fit. So if you make these, just keep that in mind, that it says 1.5 to 2 inches on the pattern, but like made as is, I did not make mistakes. I could not have fit 2-inch elastic in. So I had to go buy a different elastic for it. But it has really nice pocket features. I like how the angle's there and how it's really nicely finished. It has a pocket facing, and I actually made the pockets like electric blue because I had leftover broadcloth, but you can't see them. My partner's complaint about them, he has now worn them twice, is that the pockets are too big on the side, especially for a guy. And if he sits down, his wallet and phone fall out and he doesn't even know it. And so that's happened a couple times at work. His stuff has just fallen out of his pocket and someone has handed his wallet to him. So I'm going to probably sew them up a little, like 1 inch extra, and put another bar tack there. But this is cool because I had a lot of things I hadn't done, like bar tacks on pockets, a non-functioning fly, which I've never made that. There's a lot of interfacing involved, and it has a nice back yoke and it fits well. I made him an extra large. In normal, like ready to wear sizes, he's usually about a medium, and he buys pants in 32s, but in this sewing pattern, he was an extra large and it fits good. And he likes them a lot and he's been wearing them. And I chose the square pockets for the back, and I did not put the flap on because we didn't like the flap. But yeah, my very ever first pair of shorts, first pair of real pants. I was very proud of them, and they look really good. And this linen isn't too bad. It wrinkles a lot in the wash, but as he wears them, not too wrinkly. So that is, again, the Wardrobe by Me summer shorts. Then the second thing that I made was my pair of shorts, and so this is also from the June ThreadCrate box, and I could choose which fabric. Now the black linen I got for the other shorts was a lot of crisper of a linen. Thought that would be better for a guy short because the green that we got was that really creepy, soft, stretchy linen blend, and I didn't think that would look as good. And so I made the Misa pants by Style Sew Me, and I'll put the picture of that pattern right here. And I am wearing them, but you can't see them, so I'm going to adjust the camera. So here's the Misa shorts. They're a paper bag waist pant, which I have never worn before, but they're super trendy, and it comes with a belt. I did it as a bow. And I don't normally wear my shirts tucked in, but I'm doing that so that you can see the details. So this one is also an elasticated waist short, and it has a belt option with belt loops. And then it has just sewn on seam pockets that are pretty big. And I made the 3XL in this case, and I think they fit okay. The thing I don't like is that they just kind of hang. Maybe they're a little big. So next time I would either go down a whole size, although the waist is kind of okay, or I would taper down a few sizes to here so that, because if you look at the person wearing them, they fit kind of like that. They're almost tight on the leg in the pattern photo, and I have like gobs of fabric left. So I just don't like that they hang like that, but overall, they're kind of neat. The belt is really long too. On the pattern, they do a knot, and like the knot would be hanging down to my knees if I did a knot. So I've done a bow. The pattern itself sewed up well. There were some confusing bits though, because the pattern only has directions for cutting 6 belt loop, and which equals to 3 belt loops, but they only ever tell you to put 2 on. So so I could hold it up in the back, I put 1 on the center back. But there is no instructions in the pattern for that, and there's also no instructions in the pattern for any interfacing, which I was a little concerned about with the stretchiness of this linen, but I didn't interface anything. And I would suggest that maybe if you were making these to interface the belt, if you have a stretchy linen, because this belt can definitely stretch a lot, and maybe interfacing any other part that you think is going to get a lot of wear. I was thinking the elasticated waist would help the waist stay okay. But overall, again, I've never made myself pants, and they fit, and that's a big thing, even though they're a little big. And I do like them. So this is with them with the shirt tucked in, and then if I untuck my shirt, this is my Beauty and the Beast book shirt. This is how I would probably wear it, is like this. And I'm hoping that maybe they might shrink a little bit, but I think I've already washed them, and this is like the shrink level. But here's the back. They're already a little wrinkled because it's linen. But yeah, so these are the Style Misa pants by Style Sew Me in a 3XL. I made a lot of stuff this month that required the iron. Linens and stretch charmeuse, and everything that I made needed a lot of ironing as you go and to wear it. So the next thing that I made is I have been wanting to do a Montrose top by Cashmerette for a long time, and I had finally gotten the pattern printed last month, and I was kind of doing this as a muslin, and then I was using a fabric that I got for my birthday. My partner took me to Joann's and let me choose something. So it was this really pretty blue stretch charmeuse, of which I made a Montrose top, and I will put it on to show you. So here is the Montrose top from the front. So this is a stretch charmeuse, like I said, and I made a size 18 grading to a 20 hip, and I actually measure it a 16 on the top, but I am getting like these drag lines here, which will normally be covered by my hair, so I don't care for this one. But you know, stretch charmeuse is not forgiving at all, and it might be because the shoulder is just a little bit narrow for me. Like the sleeve ease is hitting in onto the shoulder for me. So I might need to just expand a little bit up here. So maybe like a size up even, or just expanding here, because then down here, the bust dart is hitting below where my bust dart would need to be. So I have like a weird combo of sizing here to work out. It's not something that you would notice as much except for stretch charmeuse because you can see everything, but it fits pretty well. I mean, I don't even know if I would have had to grade down to the 20 because it's very loose fitting, but the Cashmerette Montrose top is supposed to be kind of loose fitting. And I chose the long sleeve, and everything sewed up beautifully. Cashmerette patterns have fantastic instructions. She's great. The person, I think her name is Jenny, who makes them, she's coming out with a book soon. This is my first Cashmerette pattern that I've made, and it sewed up so great with her instructions. It was amazing and nice to have, especially after making the Misa shorts, which were like the polar opposite. There was like things missing all over the place. But these, I like it a lot. I think it's very pretty. I think especially with filming lights on, it looks a little bit weird with the crinkliness, but I do like it. I'm gonna adjust the camera just a little so you can see more. This is how it's hitting with those Misa shorts. I would never wear this with the Misa shorts loose, but so that's how it fits. And if I move, you can see, luckily I have stretch, but it is pulling a lot right here. And then let me show you the back. The back on, I made view B, has I think I made view B. I made the one without I made the scoop neck long sleeved, with the gathered back with the yoke. So here's the back of the shirt. So you can see there's the gathering here, and then there's the yoke above that. And I think it fits pretty well in the back too. So when I wear this, I would wear this for work most likely. And I would be wearing it with like some black pants and black dress shoes and stuff. And I wouldn't pull my hair back like that. I tend to wear my hair down, so my hair would be kind of like this. But I think it's really pretty. I think it's definitely a great first go for a woven top. Woven tops are really hard to fit in my opinion. I'm small busted on a larger frame, and fitting things is difficult. This is for a CD cup. And I figured I would just try it, but maybe I can do a small bust adjustment for it. Although I measured okay. And then I want to make that really fancy, beautiful peacock mesh with this. So yeah, I like it. I think it's pretty. Also, this Beauty and the Beast shirt that I'm wearing, it says, "What I love most in this world are my books," which is kind of funny because everyone who's watching this, it's probably like my sewing machine and my fabric stash. But I also really love to read, and currently reading like 4 books. So I'm curious, if you're reading a book right now in the summer that you love, can you pop it in the comments? Because I always love to see what people are reading and get new ideas. One of the books I'm reading right now is actually the Julia Child book, My Life in France, for my book club. So that's one that I'm reading right now that I have never touched, but I like her love of food. So then most of the rest of this came at the 11th hour. In fact, everything I've made this month was like in the last week and a half of the month pretty much. But I was trying to find some things that were quick to make because I was a little bit behind. And so one of the things I wanted to do was make the Walbrook briefs for men. I'll put the pattern picture right here. And I used, this is a great stash buster if you have like a larger piece of leftover knit. So I used a leftover piece of double brush poly in this blue. And then I bought some plush waistband elastic, and I was using a ballpoint jersey needle. But I think I had to use a stretch needle because the elastic, when I was doing a 3-step zigzag stitch, kept like the chunks of elastic kept pushing through on it, and that did not go well. But the rest of it sewed up really nice. It was quick. I made the whole thing from cut to sew and done in about an hour and a half. So not bad at all. And I used my serger and black thread and like zigzag stitch. I made a large, and they came out really good. And so we'll see. My partner likes them, but I liked that they were a good way to get rid of small pieces of fabric that you can't use for much else besides underwear. Or, I don't know, what would you use about 3/4 of a yard of a knit for? Anyway, made those. Another thing that I made was kind of a funny one. My niece and nephew were on speakerphone when I was talking to my sister, and I was talking about how the lace bookmarks that I make in my Etsy shop take the longest to make of everything in the shop. An hour, and it's like very careful because they're freestanding lace on the embroidery machine, and no one's ever bought one. And so my niece and nephew are like, I want one. And so I'm going to be making ones for them, and then my partner's nephew as well. So I just finished theirs. I haven't gotten to the third one yet, but I made hot pink and red, and I'll give you a close-up of these. Here's a closer look at those bookmarks. I Heart Music, freestanding lace. I think they're really cute. I love these, and I hope my niece and nephew like them. They take about an hour a piece because you slow down the stitching when it's freestanding lace to get it to come out better because you don't want any shifts. Although this pink thread gave me trouble. It was a Coates & Clark. I got it at Joann's because I didn't have hot pink and my nephew wanted hot pink. And there was a burr on the plastic of the spool, and first I couldn't put it the right way, so I put it in the wrong way, and it was working fine, but it kept catching. And so then I finally was like, duh, use your thread stand. So then I put it in my thread stand and it was okay, but it did lead to getting a couple little balls right there, but it's just a bookmark and it looks nice still. So the last one I'll be making is blue, but I haven't gotten to it yet. The last thing that I made for this month, I literally finished yesterday, as in July 31st, and did all the cutting and everything. But I've been trying to make a bra month, and I hadn't yet. And so I really wanted to make a Boylston bra again because I'd only made one thus far, and it fit so painfully tight that it was unwearable, even though it was really pretty. So what I did is I took my Boylston pattern and I edited it, and what I ended up doing is I took a little bit of volume out of the top cup, and because the cups actually fit pretty decently, And I'm going to have to reprint the pattern, I think, because so the 2 times I've made this now, I want to make sure that my scaling is correct because my cups have been too big on the top by almost like an inch. That's like outrageously too big. And I don't know why. Don't know why. So I figured I'd give you a closer look. So this is the very first Boylston Bra I had made. And this is back in a video, I think from February. And it was really, really tight. And so what I did is one day when I was at the sewing section of Walmart, I saw these bra extenders because you want to make sure your frame fits okay. So I wanted to see if it was longer, how would it fit on the cup without being pulled so tight. So I bought this so I could at least test the fit. And so it actually worked out okay. And I could see what was a little bit big. And so then I adjusted the new pattern accordingly. So here's the new bra that I just made this month. So this is using a lingerie satin that was the summer kit from Beware. It says these pretty watercolor flowers on it, and it came with all white findings. I did not use the lining that it came with though. I used cut and sew foam. So these are foam lined cups. But everything else is the traditional white that it came with. And it fits better, especially here. I made the band 1 3/4 inches longer on each side, and it just fits okay now. That shows you how tight it was. But that's what I measure for Orange Lingerie. So you should know that if you make one of their patterns, they fit tight. And so if you don't like that, you're probably gonna have to adjust that. I felt like I couldn't breathe when I was wearing the other one. And so the fit is good. I might have taken a little too much out of the top length, so I might need to add a little bit back there and then shave off some volume right in the center. Because this pulls, especially on my left side, it pulls a little bit and I get a little bit of bunching. But that was also partially because the cups were not right. So I want to double check the cups first. So I'm going to compare and make sure that everything's printing at 100% scale and compare them to my pieces I was using for these 2 and see how that goes. And I made this one exactly to the pattern this time. They don't give instructions for the foam. I need to trim some threads. And I just did it where I put right side and then I flipped it over on the foam. And then the rest of it is the same. I didn't line the bridge. Well, I did line the bridge. I didn't line the side of the cradle. And I have a single piece on the power net. Everything else is made to the pattern though. And I think it's very pretty. Nice summery bra, and it kind of matches a t-shirt I've made recently, and I like how this fabric feels against the skin. It's very smooth and pretty. My sewing machine didn't like it sometimes. I was using a Microtex needle, which I tend to use for my bra sewing as a tip from Liz Sews, and on this it struggled sometimes, but I mean I didn't have any skip stitches like I normally do on the 3-step zigzag. So I count that a major bonus. Normally I have like 2, and it's so annoying that 2 skip like the triangle, top triangle. But yeah, you can see I don't have any skip stitches, although it's all white, so it blends in. So I hope you enjoyed everything I made this month. I thought it was, for me, a fun set of things a lot of new things for me, or just kind of, very summery kind of fun stuff to sew. I really kind of enjoyed making all of it. And have you been sewing anything for summer? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel if you have not. That really helps out, and when you're trying to get monetized, getting there, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.